Welcome in. If you have not seen this movie, you probably shouldn't be here, but with that said, let's review Ex Machina. Spoilers abound. This movie was early on in A24 days. A24 is the best film production company working today. I was just beginning my personal film study, going to film school. End of 2014, that's when A24 was coming out with their first couple of movies. Ex Machina was right up there with them. I have personal and career-linked aspirations to be just like A24 when it comes to the types of movies that I make and the types of stories that I tell. I want to be like A24. Now that we've gotten that out of the way, the cast, we got Domhnall Gleeson playing Caleb, Alicia Vikander as Ava, and Oscar Isaac as Nathan the Billionaire. Directed by Alex Garland, who has also made Annihilation since then, Devs, which is he did 8 episodes of some TV show, and then Men, most recently, his horror movie with A24 called Men. Okay, so in Ex Machina, in the first 5 or 6 shots, the director shows you about the same amount of different types of technology. Computer, smartphone, earbuds, face recognition. It's immersive immediately through Caleb. Technology is everywhere to be found and completely relied upon for these humans to even move from one room to the next and even function from day to day. ID scanners that print a photo, immediately give you an ID badge. It's immediate and it's now. Technology is nearly flawless. That's established right off the bat in the first couple of scenes in this movie. Caleb wins a raffle inside his job, where he's, with not much of a job description, but he's flown out to this billionaire's home, owner of the company. He goes by helicopter and even asks, "Are we getting to this guy's place anytime soon?" And the pilot goes, "Dude, we've been flying over this guy's estate for the last 2 hours. This dude's house is huge." Caleb finally meets Nathan, who seems super chill and just wants everything to be informal. Not employer-employee. He even says, let's just keep this Nathan and Caleb just working on a project. And Caleb's totally cool with that. First off, they are established as polar opposites. Caleb is tall, blonde hair, awkward, well-dressed, and Nathan is short, no hair, but brown beard, chilled out, not very awkward, and he's wearing shorts, a tank top, and no shoes. Right away, they're established to be stark contrasts. On top of that, Nathan does most of the talking. He does a lot of talking, actually. And Caleb does the listening. His replies are short, direct, to the point, while Nathan gives his home tour. Caleb is presented with an NDA, non-disclosure agreement, but it's incredibly invasive. If he signs it, which he does, it gives Nathan access to all of his devices, all of his messages, private, public, social media, to make sure that nothing about this secret project that they're both going to be working on gets out there. Nathan reels him in completely by telling him what the project is. He starts out by asking him, "Do you know what the Turing test is?" And Caleb goes, "Yeah, I do. I know exactly what that is." The Turing test was invented by Alan Turing in the 1950s. As explained in the movie, it is a test where humans interact with a machine, and if the human doesn't know it's a machine, that computer has achieved actual AI, artificial intelligence. Meaning that Caleb is going to be the man in the Turing test that Nathan's conducting, and describes it as being the greatest scientific event in mankind. Whereas Caleb calls it the greatest history of the gods. Which is interesting, because I think that artificial intelligence is the new Tower of Babel, which in the Bible is where mankind tried to build a building reaching up to the heavens. They wanted a firm structure that would reach up to the heavens. And that's a building that God condemned because of how dare they try and reach for the heavens. It can never be attained, so why are they trying? The same goes for AI, because trying to create a sentient being outside of the reproductive system that we naturally go through, that is essentially trying to be God. That is an attempt at unnaturally creating human consciousness, a human life through technology. And Ex Machina shows us the result of playing God like that. Caleb, his first session with Ava is really interesting because right away the background is nature and Ava stands there as her robotic self. She has no clothes on and is even missing patches of skin, but she looks like Eve in the Garden of Eden. Like this is a new form of human being that is being born, or a technological attempt at recreating life in the same way that it was created in the garden. The conversation with her is awe-inspiring to Caleb, almost like he's in Jurassic Park seeing a dinosaur for the first time. But this is actually the far opposite of that same thing. Each session that Caleb has with Ava dives further and further into each of them and who each one of them is. Caleb is there simultaneously entranced with what he's interacting with, but he's also there to do a job and to test Ava's abilities. They test her drawing, mostly to see what she chooses to draw, and then ask her why. Her drawings are incredibly precise and symmetrical, but that's a given because she's an AI. Nathan loves the idea of being referred to as a god. Deep down, he seems to be extremely lonely and trying to recreate a companion. What he wants to be and what he is are polar opposites. That's what I think is the internal struggle in Nathan. He even just says he just wants to have a beer and hang out with Caleb and stop talking about everything that Caleb is so excited to talk about, this AI. He's geeking out about work, and understandably so. But Nathan has plans of drawing this out, enjoying the companionship that Caleb and Ava are offering him. All of a sudden, this lockdown happens. Doors and windows shut off, shut down, everybody's locked in these individual rooms. Some main generator needs to restore, and it does, so the lockdown only lasts not even a minute. It's still indicative of what could happen if everything locked down for an extended period of time. Being completely at the mercy of technology is a terrifying thought, so well explored in this movie. Caleb asks about it, and Nathan is vague and ominous in his answer. He says, just relax next time it happens, okay? While he drinks his beer. And that's unnerving to Caleb. So they kind of change topics, and they start to debate how to approach studying Ava. Because Caleb is coming at it from a purely a textbook standpoint. And Nathan reiterates that he just wants it to be casual, informal, not scripted in any way, and keep the study simple. Stupid. Alright, back to that. Nathan says a line that speaks fact to no matter how rich you get, the little things still go wrong. And I love that, because you will always spill your drink, stub your toe, need more toilet paper. No amount of money will stop these little things from happening, and these little inconveniences. And I love that they explore that subtly through this, that they have that concept in here. I don't know what I'm trying to say. Caleb has a bit of information that he doesn't want Nope. He doesn't want Nathan to know. During the lockdown, Ava says to, what's his name? Caleb? She goes, don't trust Nathan, he's a liar. Which sends Caleb spiraling. And so now he is put in this position of, do I tell Nathan that this happened? Just so we can debate about it because she's AI? Or not? So, they're having dinner. And Caleb brings up the lockdown. No, actually, Caleb. Man, that's obnoxious. Nathan brings up the lockdown, actually. He just straight up asks him, so what happened during the lockdown? And Caleb has to scramble, do I tell him the truth or whatever? And so he goes, she made a joke. And Nathan's like, okay. Feeling that's not all she said. She said more than that, just a joke. But Caleb doesn't know how much Nathan already knows. He could have some backup camera in that room during the lockdown where he can still surveil them, even when the main cameras are shut down. He doesn't know. So he just has to test the waters and be like, yeah, no, she just made a joke and everything's okay. This is what creates the beginning of a wedge between the two of them. Things begin to get pretty strange because we see how much Ava wants to be treated as a human. She puts on the dress, the long hair in one of the sessions, so she actually looks human. Any guy passing her on the street would be fooled. So she starts asking Caleb if he's attracted to her. And Caleb's wondering, why is she asking me these questions? Why is her curiosity there? He even asks Nathan, why does sexuality need to be a part of Ava's hard wiring? So Nathan and Caleb debate the presence of sexuality inside Ava and why it needs to be there, because she's just a robot. Caleb thinks it's a manipulation tactic, like flirting with him is cheating on the study, because if Ava was programmed to cater to Caleb specifically, then yeah, this test that they're doing would be tainted. Because Caleb's just going to be like falling in love all the time. Nathan just says that he just tried to get her to be as real as possible, including every part of the anatomy and the human heart as far as flirting or falling in love. It seems like at this point that Nathan's jealous of Ava liking Caleb. Maybe there's even a past there with Nathan and Ava. So Caleb decides to confront Nathan about the lies that he's been telling him. He didn't win a raffle ticket to get hired for the job. He was directly selected. But Nathan talks his way out of that one. He says, no, you weren't directly selected. You were chosen. Like doubling down. You were specifically chosen for your capabilities. So this makes it hard for Caleb to disbelieve it, and he no longer feels the need to confront him. He feels actually flattered by Nathan's response. Then we see Nathan and Ava interact for the first time, and it's real ominous. Even the music behind it creates this really ominous tone. It implies a strange power dynamic between that of like an abuser and a victim. He rips up Ava's drawing of Caleb, and Caleb even watches him do that on the monitor. There was no reason for it, and it's upsetting to watch, actually. And that this might be a toxic situation for them all to be secluded here with this billionaire. And then that ominous scene turns into a dance party where Nathan is dancing with one of his house workers. Then the night ends where Nathan and Caleb are just talking. He admits that Ava is nothing more than like an iPhone 6 just waiting to be upgraded. There's been models before her, and there's going to be models since. During the end of their talk, Nathan ends up falling asleep, and Caleb steals his key card and goes and looks at his main computer. And what he finds on that computer really disturbs him. It indicates to some really strange behavior and extremely poor treatment of the models before Ava. He sneaks into Nathan's bedroom where his houseworker lays naked on the bed. Each closet has some AI model in Nathan's personal bedroom. The houseworker even starts to tear off a piece of her face, revealing that she's an AI bot too. Realizing this reality takes everything that Nathan said about upgrading the models to such an extreme in Caleb's mind. He even checks the mirror to see if he himself is AI. He wants to make sure that like he is human and actually his memories weren't just printed onto a card, they're actually his. He even cuts his own arm to make sure that he's not AI. Session 6 is where Caleb tells Ava everything that he saw in the videos and how Nathan just reprograms all of his AI systems into brand new models with improvements and disposes of the rest. So they plot an escape. This is where they'll get Nathan blind drunk and they'll just make a run for it. It's Caleb's second to last day now. They plotted all of that escape during a lockdown that happened the night before. So he makes an excuse to Nathan. Goes, dude, let's celebrate. Let's get drunk. Nathan knows what he's up to. But he doesn't reveal his hand of cards just yet to Caleb. So then they go through this whole rigmarole of having this conversation like, oh, so did Ava pass my test? Caleb's like, yeah, she totally passed. She's AI, all that stuff. And both of them know that they're having a fake conversation because they have information that the other one doesn't know. But Nathan reveals to him a video. And that video is from the night before, which has them plotting the whole escape. So Nathan has heard their whole plan. And the tension builds really well. Where Caleb, after the video ends, he just goes, you're a bastard. But I think he also says that he calls him that because of the videos that he saw on his computer too. In the video where he tears up Ava's drawing, There wasn't audio the first time, and then we get to hear it with audio. And Ava says something that really ticks off Nathan. She says, "How does it feel to have created something that hates you so much?" And that's when he just tears up her drawing. We don't get to see that part the first time around. The real test was Caleb the entire time. Nathan reveals that he gave Ava the goal of escaping the entire time and figuring out the proper tactic in order to do that. She got Caleb to plot an escape with her, with the true intent of following through with that, to get Nathan blind drunk and all that. Meaning that Nathan won because he got Caleb to fall for it. He even admits to programming Ava's face off of Caleb's porn history. That's how much she was supposed to capture Caleb's heart, and she went with the love tactic of using Caleb to escape. Caleb was chosen, but not for his ability, for his gullibility, which is no longer flattering. Caleb reveals to Nathan, then, that he knew that they were being watched the whole time. And that when Nathan was actually really drunk and he did take the key card and went on his, computer, he already reprogrammed the whole building and the lockdown system in their favor. So both of these guys have just laid down their cards and revealed their hands to each other. Now Ava's out of her cell. She even runs into a house worker in the hallway, and they almost sniff each other like dogs. They're just examining one another in the hallway, like, you're another AI. We expect them to fight. I expected them to fight. I don't know about you, but they just communicate and, comfort each other. Nathan finds them and starts demanding, "Go back to your room," to Ava. And she's done being in there, dude. She's never been out. Nathan has no control over her anymore. She even attacks him. And it's pretty brutal. It's really brutal. But it's kept realistic. It's not some, glamorous John Wick fight scene. It's like she just attacks him, tackles him, and starts to just choke him on the ground. It's not that funny. Then the house worker stabs Nathan right in the back with a huge kitchen knife, Halloween style, which causes Ava to remove the knife from Nathan's back. He turns around and she sticks it into his abdomen. Nathan is just completely in shock that his AI have just killed him. And I love how realistic it is that how he reacts to it. He's just like, oh, this is unreal. Oh my gosh. The creator, Nathan, has just died at the hand of his creation. Ava goes and she finds Caleb unconscious on the ground because Nathan knocked him out. Instead of including Caleb in her escape, she places him in the same cell that she was in and then leaves. Which is so cruel. But Ava, as the AI, sees everything the humans have done to her and AI before her. Because of that, she sees no harm in the decision that she's making right here. She is leaving Caleb to starve to death in the cell that she's lived in for over a year, since she was created. She even removes the arm of another model to replace her left arm with it, because it was chopped off in the fight. She grabs a wig and a dress, even puts on full body skin, making herself look as human as possible. She's going to attempt to live a normal life as a human, as closest as she can get to being a human. In her mind, she's completely free now. Caleb now sits in the same captivity that she did, signifying the replacement of human beings that AI is looking to do, to make everything more convenient, to make us more dependent on technology itself, to even live. The rate of growth of AI is scary to me. This film does such a great job in showing us the result of reaching as far as to create real artificial intelligence and the big mistake that it could be for mankind. Technology will always be as flawed as humans are, even though there's constant reach for absolute perfection. People think that they will create this AI and it will be perfect. But no, everything is flawed. Technology will be flawed. If we create an AI and set it on its own, you're free, it will corrupt. And that's why this movie terrifies me, because it shows us a reality that could be possible. Yeah, the ending is just so terrifying to this movie, and I, rest in peace, Caleb, you know. I wonder where Ava is right now. Alright, bye guys.